you need to guard yourself against issues of voter suppression and intimidation. That can actually be from either security agencies or area touts, we call area boys. Yes, so you need to understand their tactics. You need to also understand that it is your right to vote. It is your right to go to the polling unit and be attended to. Don't allow anyone to intimidate you. And if you are intimidated, if you cannot reach out to the security agencies, you will see the media close by. Report to them. They can also pick your stories and tell your stories. We've come to realize that when amplifications are given to the plight of citizens during elections, there is always a rapid response from the authorities concerned. So be on the lookout for the media.
So unfortunately, here's where unfortunately in their parts of the country they have there's been a history of electoral violence. So that's something that we don't want to happen, but we also know that these things do happen. So it's important that voters also are security conscious of when they are going to vote. Based also on that history, I think another thing I won't say we're anticipating, but the other trend we hope that reverses this time is that of declining voter turnout. Since we're able to start keeping credible election turnout data as a country from 2011, there's been that decline in voter turnout. And this year we are hoping that, and we're optimistic that to change and there'll be a higher voter turnout. But I think for voters, it's very important for them to be very security conscious, to know the security agencies around them, whether it's the police, military, other security agencies, to escalate security challenges as they arise or even before they arise.
The issue of party agent is very, very important. And of course, in the process of trying to secure, votes from the electorate, there could be conflicts that you see people stabbing, causing injury and all that on the other person. The issue of ballot snatching is no longer in vogue because of developments around electoral process now. So, but what is the main thing now is buying votes, which of course you will see in almost every polling unit. But electorates need to be aware of this and vote according to their conscience, not because party A or party B has given you money.
One of the conflicts or one of the disadvantages or challenges I'm seeing here is that if there's no proper voter education, if there's no proper sensitization, that a lot of ballot paper, a lot of so-called votes, of course, will be rejected. So I think there's more need for more voter education, especially, of course, INEC on the E-Day would also do some sort of sensitization at the opening of poll. And it's good for voters to come early to their assigned polling booths, to pay attention to the INEC officials, giving them that very education that is needed. But again, a lot of CSO are doing this, and of course, INEC is doing that and other organizations, but again, we need more of that to ensure that citizens or voters vote properly in an election.
I foresee danger if a lot more citizens come, especially now that picking up permanent voters card has been a Herculean task. I foresee the danger that some people might approach the polling units with the mindset that a temporary voter's card and with their VIN number, their voter identification number, that they will be able to pass through the process. Our argument at the center is that in the future, this may be a possibility, but for the legal framework of the 2023 general elections, it's your PVC as the basis for your voting. So I think we need to communicate more to voters to have this understanding. And if you have that understanding, you now have a situation in which voters may come in their numbers with temporary voters card to a polling unit. And if the numbers overwhelm the officials, you can imagine what would be happening at the polling unit.